Okay, Matt?
I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, okay. Carter?
Yeah.
Binky, Morgan?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But
Pam? Yeah?
Okay. Why are you asking how everyone's feeling? I mean, isn't this your show? It's a Sundae Fantastique show.
If I don't do this, who's gonna do it? Like, if I don't do this, like, people are gonna think I'm like.
It's a lot of labor.
It's a lot of labor.
It's a lot of labor. It's a lot of emotional labor.
I thank you for seeing me. I'd like to welcome Binky Griptite to the Sundae Fantastique show.
Hello.
Binky's worked with a bunch of the greats, The number one and the most recent probably being Sharon Jones and the Dap-Kings. And may she rest in peace. But he's got a very impressive resume, and somehow we got him in the studio today. So thanks, Binky.
Thank you.
Also, you're now in the whipped creams. Did you know that?
I am, and it's a good place to be. It's someplace I've always wanted to be, and
that's wonderful. Yeah. So, what have you been working on lately since the last year, I guess?
Well, right now I'm still very much a member of the Dap-Kings.
Mm-hmm.
But in addition to that, I'm starting my own band. Once again, I've started more than a few bands in my day, but right now I'm gearing up for the Binky Griptite Orchestra.
Sick.
Yes.
What's that orchestration going to be like?
I'm really interested in rhythm and blues from the 40s and 50s, not to be confused with R&B, because generally if you say R&B these days, well, I mean, R&B just a long time ago became code word for black people music in the music industry. Like if you just, if you go into a record store and there's a black person on the cover, they'll put it in R&B, regardless of, it could be the loudest guitars in the world, but they'll just call it R&B.
So you want to do something more like Benny Goodman or something?
Not Benny Goodman,
chilling,
but Louis Jordan, Big Joe Turner, things like that. That's the stuff that sort of led to rock and roll. And yeah, so that's where I'm going with my next band.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun stuff.
And you have a night right now, a regular night, right?
Yeah, I do a monthly sort of blues jam session at a place called Freddy's Bar and Back Room in Park Slope, 627 Fifth Avenue. Last Tuesday of every month.
Fun.
Come by, bring your thing and play it.
Ah, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
I saw some
session.
YouTube video, and it was like people look like they were having a good time.
Yeah, it's fun. It's loose. I mean, I call it Loose Tuesdays, and it's very specifically loose because my history with being in the Dap-Kings and playing with Auntie Balas and everything is like very tight, and that's great. But it's also nice to just be able to loosen up and just have a jam session and just like let some chaos into your life.
We appreciate loose on the Sundae Fantastique show.
Yeah.
So, aside from all your music projects, I've been asking a lot of artists and musicians this because it seems like we're all suffering a lot through the new regime, and that everybody's in a funk. How are you feeling? Do you have any suggestions as to how we can all deal with this?
Well, it's a drag for sure, but in a lot of ways it's kind of like meet the new boss, same as the old boss, which is not a slam against President Obama, but it's the ruling class has been the ruling class since the beginning of time, and that's just the way things work.
What really gets me though is the cognitive dissonance we see between these people that are presented with information and unable to rectify their own situation.
Yeah, people see kind of what they want to see sometimes.
It's
despite it could be completely wrong, but they that's what they want to see, and so that's what they choose to believe.
I hold all women in high esteem. I'd never say a wayward thing. I know I would say it off key too, but that was just in a locker. I know the history of my reign, privilege that comes with this face. But there's one little thing about being me. Got it rules to get away with everything. All we want is harmony between what we think and what we see. There are two ways to get things straight. Just our eyes or educate. I'm not so sure that healthcare is right, but I cannot lie, I don't wanna die. I know my girl loves only me. She can't help it if she's cheating. All we want is harmony between what we think and what we see. There are two ways to set things straight. Just our eyes or educate. The poles are melting. I gotta do my part. But this plastic bag's a real work set things straight. Dust our eyes or educate. All we want is harmony between what we think and what we see. There are two ways to set things straight. Dust our eyes or educate.
Laurel Rinaldi is today's special guest. Better pay attention, there will be a test. Laurel's from the Center for Community Alternatives, or CCA. She's going to talk about juvenile justice reform today.
So, in New York's misguided efforts to be tough on crime, they've ended up creating a school-to-prison pipeline. Even something small can lead you to be court-involved, and once you enter the system, it kind of snowballs. You might not know because some of us live in a bubble, but if you live in, say, central Brooklyn, you might be more acquainted with this trouble.
What do you mean? Can you give us some examples?
Yeah, like even jumping a turnstile can get you sent to Rikers.
Rikers?
It's time to flip the script and take some positive action, instead of locking youth up for minor infractions.
Yeah, just like us, all kids have bad days, but it's our job to help them in positive ways. So when schools are underfunded and class size is too large, teachers might punish behaviors instead of addressing the root cause.
Instead of taking punitive measures, what are some things that we could be doing better?
So there's after-school programs, or finding a mentor to support. There's weekend activities and internship opportunities to help them find their passions and recognize their abilities.
So can you talk about the difference for what it's like for kids at a well-funded school versus at a school that maybe has less resources?
The majority of court-involved youth have unresolved trauma that can sometimes lead to negative behaviors, and those behaviors can get them in trouble at school. So better resource schools are more equipped to address the underlying behavior and can provide the extra support some kids need instead of just disciplining them.
Let's see what that looks like. And that's what intersectional feminism is.
Oh my God, seriously? No! I gotta go. I have to go.
Hey, Sundae.
Hi.
Have another tough morning?
Yeah.
Did you eat yet?
No.
Well, it's a really nice day outside. Maybe you can go out, grab a snack, and come back to class when you're ready.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, Sundae. How's it going?
I've had better days. Oh, hey.
That's for you. What's going on?
Honestly, like, I had to take my brothers and sisters to school this morning, and it really sucked. Like, I haven't been able to do my homework, and it just, this stuff's really bad. My dad, he just really sucks right now.
Yeah, well, that's a lot to take on as a kid, to take care of other kids. So, but while you're at school, it's about focusing on you. So, what are you working on right now?
Honestly, like, I saw those internships, like the thing about the artist.
Yeah.
I kind of want to apply.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
No. Have you started trying to fill out an application?
No.
No.
I don't even know where to begin.
Okay. Well, after school, you can come by my office. We'll fill it out. I'll bring some snacks.
Hey.
We'll turn it in.
Awesome. Thank you.
And don't forget, regions are coming up next week.
No. I said no. No.
Sundae.
What?
Sundae, I need you to
Hold
turn
on.
off your phone,
Hold on 1 second. This t-shirt's on my ass.
sit down, focus.
Oh my God. Suck my dick. This teacher is driving me crazy.
Okay,
Oh my God.
that's it. You're out of here. I'm calling security.
Yeah, whatever.
Yo, she can't suck your dick because she's already sucking my dick.
Oh, you cracker.
Whoa, hey! That's it. You are suspended. You're suspended.
You're on my Instagram.
So in New York, school security guards actually outnumber school guidance counselors. And kids' behavior and mental health only get worse in prison. Yet in New York, we send kids as young as 16 to adult prisons for minor infractions. Once they're there, the recidivism rate can be as high as 82%. So in addition to providing more support at school, we need to divert all kids from justice system involvement and address the root causes of their behavior. And we need to raise the age so 16-year-olds aren't being sent to adult jails and prisons. So if you're an artist and you want to volunteer your talents and skills to working with our youth, please get in touch with me and we will set you up.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to have Max Steele here. He's a performer and a writer from New York, and I adore him.
I adore you too.
Aw. No, stop. Really, stop. Thanks for rolling up.
It's so wonderful to be here. This is such a glamorous world.
Isn't it?
Yes, and you're the queen of it. It's wonderful.
Well, you know, if you can't be the queen of your real life, make a world.
Mm-hmm. All hail. Yes. The king is dead. Long live the queen.
No, really. The real queen, though, of course, is Judy Garland.
Yes. Yes. May she rest in peace. I love this sort of like almost like the Judy Garland show, but alive and not tragic and joyous and not
big
dead.
Step.
Yes. For our times.
Yeah. Are you very familiar with her stuff?
Sort of. I came to Judy late, but I feel like I discovered punk rock and then Judy Garland. And then once I found Judy Garland, I was like, she's the punkest punk. She's like punk before punk, you know?
You know, I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Well, like...
No, she's amazing. No, she in many ways did not give a shit, so...
Yeah, and like she
that.
calls it belting, but I would think that's like not far off from like Rollins, you know? Like, and they both do that microphone.
Hop in a step.
They both do the microphone around the neck thing, Rollins and Judy Garland.
Really?
Yeah.
I never noticed.
Yeah, if you watch her live, she's the only one that they let play with the mic cord like Henry Rollins.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like some S&M shit? What is that?
Maybe Judy Garland
Just instead
is...
of... To give her some slack?
Yeah, maybe she's more like Danzig than Rollins. But Rollins did the chord thing, but she has more like Danzig, like the devil lock, you know?
I feel like blasphemous.
No, she's like the original misfit. Yeah.
No, it's
like
true. I know it's
yeah.
complimentary, but I feel like she'd still be horrified. So
I mean,
I'm like worried.
no offense, Judy.
I'm in this like weird place right now where have you heard about this show Feud? On FX.
Mm-hmm.
I appear to be the only person who knows, like, who's very invested in this. That's in my age group. I don't know if you're in the same. Like,
well, I know people
that
are very much team. Well, now it's what team Susan Sarandon, team Jessica Lange.
Right.
Yeah.
That's hard.
That's
though.
really hard. Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing. That's the feud. Like, you can't choose between Joan Crawford and Betty. It's impossible.
No, although I would choose Joan Crawford and Susan Sarandon, but
I mean, fun fact,
same.
Yeah. Fun fact, I do have a Joan Crawford tramp stamp, but don't tell anybody.
Is it No More Wire Hanger? What's the Joan Crawford?
No. It's from Our Dancing Daughters, 1928.
Oh,
I'll show you later.
That's a good idea for a tattoo.
Thanks. It's like disinterested Joan Crawford though. It seems like
heavy-lidded Joan. Yeah, Joan at like maybe 4 out of 10.
yeah, exactly. Joan. This Joan. What have you been working on lately?
I am working on an EP of songs called Night Fruit. And I'm sort of inspired.
I want to eat that.
I know.
I do though. It's like nightshade and I don't know.
Yeah. Have you ever seen like the fruit vendors in like the East Village after dark and they have the little light? Like it makes the fruit look so good.
It does. It's very sexy fruit at night.
It feels
You just
illicit.
want to touch those plums.
Yeah. It's like you get fruit fruit after dark. Yeah. So
it's amazing.
So songs about like secret feelings, secret desires. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's very evocative.
Thank you. So I'm working on that and writing poetry, as you do in troubled times.
As you do. And these are.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any like quick tips for me to get through, for our viewers, our
Yeah.
legions of viewers?
I think that there are lots of really cool, radical ways to resist, some of which we haven't even started doing yet.
I like the vagary.
Well, just like I think sometimes people including myself, worry about not being effective enough or not resisting enough or correctly or in the right way. And I want to try to think about it in terms of like, there's so many things we can do to stop this craziness from happening. There are so many points at which we can throw ourselves on the machinery to make it stop.
And LOVE, love, too.
LOVE, love.
It's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
And I love you very much.
I
And
love
thank
you
you
too.
so much for coming around. And I can't wait to see you play. It's been a
Thank you.
minute.
So glad to be here.
I don't know, but I've got a bad feeling. I'm not sure why, but I'm really freaked out. I can't put my finger on it. I'd like to smash my face right through it. I can't put it into words. I'd like to scream until my voice is gone. How can it be bad? I wanna know, how did I fuck up this time? How can it be wrong? I'm asking, how bad does it look from the outside? That pain is universal. It seems to confirm some hunch I've had. We're all on the same dark, lonely trip. We're all in the same boat. And all we ever do is say goodbye. All we ever do is get older and sick and die. How can it be bad to be so negative? How am I not doing the thing I should? How can it be wrong to be so fatalistic when in a way it kind of feels good? You can keep your skepticism, and you can keep your broken heart if you can keep your wits about you. But you don't have to make a map to find your way out of hell. You don't have to use every sharp thing in the house against yourself.
And that's our show. Thank you!